Speaking of grinding it out on video game development, Casey Hudson, remember him?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's the general manager of BioWare. He basically, they posted a blog update on the BioWare blog yesterday, basically confirming all those rumors about rebuilding Anthem, more or less from the ground up.
I wonder if they got on, because it didn't come up at all in the earnings call, and I wonder if that was the thing where they were like, okay, it's time for us to say something, because if we don't, people will really start to
speculate.
The people who are left caring about Anthem will give up.
The people who you're really going to need when
sure.
you do that relaunch. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, it's the people who are willing to put up with the early stuff and presumably will only like it more once the new stuff is in there, and then can be your most vocal people of like, come back to Anthem, it's really fun.
Yeah, it sounds, I mean, from the sound of this blog post, they're full on trying to Final Fantasy 14 this thing.
Yeah.
Give it the Realm Reborn treatment.
What were the things they hit? End game content, loot experience. That first paragraph kind of is like, we know what you want.
Kind of the whole thing. I mean, he basically says, quote, it will, like, talking about what they want to do with the game, quote, it will require a more substantial reinvention than an update or expansion. Over the coming months, we will be focusing on a longer-term redesign of the experience, working to reinvent the core gameplay loop with clear goals, motivating challenges, and progression with meaningful rewards, et cetera, et cetera.
Yes, please.
So, yeah, like...
I mean, those rumors were talking about like full-on art treatments, just like pretty much anything you could think of to make a game better.
Sounds like the only thing he mentions in here that they're going to keep is the flying.
Yeah.
Or, while he says, while preserving the fun of flying and fighting in a vast science fantasy setting.
I think a lot of the combat probably needs freshening up too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like over the course of that campaign, that stuff got really really repetitive.
Yes. I hope that listener who was confused on whether or not they should go to Taco Bell or buy Anthem is happy about this.
What did they end up doing?
We don't know.
We don't know.
I
hope,
got a voicemail
on
the after show.
Was it after show?
Yeah, I think that was after.
Was it a similar amount of money we're talking, like the same for a Taco
Bell
like
order? $12 or something.
Or a copy of Anthem?
Yeah.
Which is expensive. Anthem had been down to like $5 or cheaper in some cases. So $12 Anthem is still pretty pricey Anthem. It's terrible, but...
probably goes without saying, but he says that they are, suspending any further like new content updates while they do this.
They said they'd have an anniversary event for the
but he specifically
launch,
said they're just going to be, I forget where he revisiting past seasonal and Cataclysm content. Okay. So it sounds like they'll just be rolling out the previous stuff.
Yeah.
Over and over while they rework this game.
They messed this up so bad that it's like there's something about me that feels disgusted with myself, that I'm sitting here going like, oh yeah, like there are plenty of people out there making games that didn't launch like shit, that are onto new ideas and will get this stuff right out of the gate in some ways, but yet I'm still like, oh, I'd be very interested in Anthem, and I feel like a fucking sucker.
No, it makes sense because you think about like if they do nail it, you know that this is a studio that has the funds to and the creative, leeway.
I wish that those funds and that creative leeway went to someone that like was able to execute on it better.
Yes.
The first time out.
I get
just
it.
like, well, these guys of course get a second chance because it's EA.
And I feel like it also helps that we've seen a few examples of this with like Final Fantasy.
And people love an underdog. At the end of the day, like people love an underdog story. And
like if there's one thing people like more than shitting on a loser, it's cheering for a redemption story.
But I feel like they don't deserve it. Like they don't.
Maybe
for what Anthem is.
Maybe they don't. But
and based on the recent history of BioWare, like this game deserves to get shot.
Like maybe they don't deserve it, but like the people that bought Anthem arguably deserve better.
And people and the people who worked very fucking hard on aspects of Anthem and all that other stuff, certainly they do. But like, there's some part of me that's just like, man, this says bad things about society in some weird way.
I cannot wait until that quote you just said is clipped out and in the 2022 Game of the Year deliberations is brought back up when you're championing it for like best shooter or whatever.
Fixed shooter of the year. And but I'm also here going like, I really want them to pull it off. Because
I get it.
In the slight aspects of Anthem that are actually really good, if they could really
build a good game around that,
they'd be onto something.
Totally.
But they didn't.
No.
And there are tons of games coming out every goddamn day. Why would I sit here and care about Anthem? And yet, I'm sitting here caring about fucking Anthem. It's stupid. I'm an idiot. We're fucking idiots.
Yeah. Can't wait.
They do not deserve to have this hat in hand like, hey guys, we've heard you. Like, no.
I mean, he literally uses the phrase like, "We've heard your criticism." And
Yeah. It's
like
We've been on Reddit.
in a world where Mass Effect Andromeda hadn't happened, this might be a different situation. But like when this is the second game in a row where this, and also a lot of it's going to come down to how they distribute it. You know, like if they come out and say, "Hey, we're happy to sell you Anthem 2.0."
Oh, that's game over. Like that's no, absolutely not.
Well, you
like,
know, those initial rumors
right
indicated that they were sort of debating internally if it should be a paid thing or how it might go out to people.
They can't possibly think that that's gonna.
Yeah, no, I'm
like
the
reputation, the continued reputation hit they would take for trying to sell people a fixed Anthem. Is not worth it for EA.
Totally.
And EA that you know now has spent all this time like servicing Battlefront 2 to a point where people like it.
Yeah.
Like clearly EA gets it on some level that like, oh, we can't keep fucking up our rep. It's going to, and BioWare also on top of that, you know, like can BioWare afford to go into an announcement and publicity phase for a new Dragon Age
right
with Anthem hanging over them and Mass Effect Andromeda hanging over them? Like I assume they must have done that calculus and said like, we have to fix Anthem.
Yeah.
If we want to hope to make sure that people are there for Dragon Age. Like there will certainly be people who don't care about any of that stuff and are just like, yay, more Dragon Age. But like there's a deeper layer of just like, I don't trust BioWare.
A widely held sentiment, let's say.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
But widely held amongst people on the internet. There are so many people that just play games and don't engage with any of this shit that are just like going to be like, oh, cool, Dragon Age. And that'll probably be enough to get them at least part of the way there. But yeah, there's the brand sirens, let's say, need to be
singing a cheerier tune.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I still feel like an idiot though. Like that's why I came out of their announcement of yes, we are actually the rumors are true. We're gonna fix Anthem, feeling like a dumbass because I'm sitting here going like, cool, man, yeah. Like no, how many games come out every day now?
I wonder why
would we care?
What if the rebuild just launches as a free to play thing, and then you get it both ways of like
that's
here is both giving it back to like whatever people that bought the game, like you get the founders pack of
gold robot
armor shit.
Well,
then you
either way, it needs to. They cannot charge for this update, even if it only goes to people that bought Anthem. If they decide to make Anthem free to play because that's the model. That's a model that makes sense. I think Destiny's done smart stuff around that, generally speaking.
Yeah,
I'm an idiot.
Still talking about Anthem.
I'm an idiot.
They got us
sitting here going like, yeah, no, my robot flew.
I'm with you.
My robot did look pretty cool when I painted it up. It's unfortunate the game was boring.
Well, hey, I'm going to stake out a controversial position here.
Okay,
good games are better than bad games. So if they are capable of producing a good version of Anthem,
who are you even?
There's only so many hours in the day, and there are other good games I could be playing instead of like holding out hope for this bad game to become.
You can at least feel the warm feeling of happiness for people who are playing a good Anthem.
People should play good games and not play bad games.